This episode of the What's Happening Delco podcast is sponsored by Delco Meets for Business. Check us out on Meetup at Delco Meets, the number 4 business, and attend one of our incredible networking events. Be sure to register, and we'll see you there. What's happening, Delco? I'm Rich Shane, and welcome to the What's Happening Delco podcast. Today, I'm joined by Haas Chinwalla of Springhouse Advisors CPA. Haas, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate being here.
So, Haas, what is Springhouse Advisors CPA?
Well, in a nutshell, Springhouse Advisors CPA is a one-stop shop tax and accounting advisory business for small business owners who would like to build wealth by owning a business and also, kind of really optimize performance to make more money, to keep more money for the long term.
Haas, what sets you apart? There are so many CPAs, so many advisors out there. What do you think is that secret sauce that people say, you know what, I need to work with Haas, or telling people you need to work with Haas?
What I say my edge is in two spheres. My number one edge is that I am a done with you advisor. So everything I do from an accounting and tax strategy standpoint, I do it with you versus doing it for you. So when it comes to most people I speak to their accountant maybe once, or maybe if they get very lucky twice a year. I am a year-round service, so I work your taxes daily. So that's my number one sphere of edge that I have, that I'm a done with you kind of personnel. I like to educate and give you multiple options on one scenario. And the other thing that really sets me apart is that my passion to commitment to drive value. So what I do is, if I onboard people, I make sure that I sync up with them and line up on what their vision is for their business and their taxes, and then I work it backwards. So for me, the customer is always number one. Doesn't mean that they're always right, but the customer is always number one as to how they want to, what solution they're looking for, and how I can work with them to drive the ball closer to the end zone when it comes to their tax and accounting.
Knowing you as I do and meeting you and hearing you speak about your practice, helping people build wealth and help with their passion. Where did your desire to become a CPA? How did you get started as a tax accountant, tax advisor?
So my story actually is I come from the corporate world. I'm a local Drexel grad. I went to Drexel, and I worked corporate, I worked Big Four, and I actually have private equity experience in my background. And what I learned with that is that when I worked in private equity and banking, I had a small stint in banking out of college. And what I realized all through all those experiences is that small business America is the backbone of this country. So the bigger companies, your Apples, Googles, Facebooks you see on the big board, make up a very small fraction of the overall ecosystem of businesses in the United States. And what and a little bit of the story is more personal to me. That a good friend of mine growing up, that I used to work with, actually, he was six generations of family businesses. His family in the 2008 great financial crisis, they lost their business. And I saw the struggles his family went through from '08 to '10, trying to keep everything aligned, just to keep, they wanted this business to continue. Unfortunately, in his case, he was the eighth generation. The reason he went into corporate is because he lost the family business to at the seventh generation. So it was more personal for me because watching his experience and seeing how he kind of navigated his story, I just felt like I had a skill set. And he said it. He told me himself, when we worked together, Haz, if I had a guy like you in my corner when my family lost my business, I think I would have had this in the eighth generation, and I would have taken it to 10, 12, 15 generations. So that's something more of a personal side. I don't tell that story a lot, but what really drove me into being a small business advisor and a small business tax person is like that family story. Like, I have a friend of mine who his family lost a seventh generation business in the GFC because they didn't have a structured person who they could go to and run ideas and strategies. And the other part is that I'm working in private equity and banking. I kind of see how the bigger how bigger players um, acquire these great small businesses and really tax optimize them to build wealth. So ultimately, small business ownership is all about building wealth because nobody has, if you look at the founding fathers of this country, have all built businesses. You know, nobody had a structured corporate role where they've built wealth. Every single founding father of this country has built wealth through business entrepreneurship and business ownership.
Looking at the landscape of taxes, of tax preparation, of rules and regulations, it's vast. And so many people will have a different interpretation of how that may apply to a business or how that may apply to a personal tax situation. What are some tips, or what are the things you're seeing right now where you're really able to hone in and help people get clarity and have them continue on that path, that road to wealth?
I would say that the way the code is written is every situation depends on a set of interpretation of the facts. The rules are always gray, and one of the things that I've started doing over the last 2 years is, your facts are the facts. You always have a situation, and the facts have to mold to the actual what the guidance says. And the way I navigate people is, and now over the last 2 years, I actually had I've used the AI. I lean into the AI a lot. I don't use what the AI tells me for answers, but I use scenario planning and strategy analysis with the AI to see like, hey, give me this set, give me like this is the guidance, and this is what the guidance says, and this is what the person's exact fact patterns are. Give me some scenarios to analyze, right? So I'd have it teach me through case analysis of how to think. And the way I explain it to people is that you can't control the guidance. You can comply with it, but you can control your facts. So working with people, educating them on what their facts are and how they confound to the actual guidance is where my real value is. And I lean into the AI. There's a lot of people that I work with in my sphere of peers that are absolutely scared. They wake up every morning trembling that the AI is going to be better than them. But what they don't understand is that you actually make the AI better because you help it give you the scenario. So that's how I try to educate more people. I'm like, you know your facts better than I know your facts. Educate me on your facts, and I'll educate you on the guidance. And that's where we marry the two and use the power of AI to kind of scenario plan and see what how do we mitigate the risk. There's always risk in tax, and the strategy is always to risk mitigate and have your facts clean. So in the unlikely event that you get questioned on your facts, you can prove them without a doubt.
I appreciate that you brought AI into the conversation and that you are a student of AI. You're a teacher of AI as well, from a standpoint, as you talked about, you give the AI, that chat, the information to make it better. It seems for me, as we always talk, you're really studying, you're on the cutting edge, you're trying to learn as much as you can so you can be the best advisor for your clients. And I find that be motivate, that motivates me, man. It inspires me. And my question is, who motivates and inspires you, Haas?
For me, motivation is something that it's more internal for me. My goal is always, anybody I work with is that if you give me 100% of your confidence, I'll give you 100% of my uh, of what I have, right? So it's and in some aspects, some clients that I have that are long-standing clients of mine get 150% of me, right? And some people ask me, where do you create the 50%? Because how do you create the extra 50%? And my answer to them is it's internal to me. I have an unlimited passion to learn. I have so that's I always and the way I structure my week is I actually have 6 hours a week of professional development that I do where I am learning constantly myself. And I have the CPA profession gives us a structured way to just learn. And every year we are required to do, just like every other profession, we are required to do 40 hours. So biannually it's 80 hours, and I clock in at close to 200 biannually. So I'm way above the average of when it comes to. So the short answer is the motivation to me is internal. Like I want to be able to be successful for my clients. They know like, hey, this guy knows something that you didn't even educate me about, right? So that's the number one edge. And the number two, the I would say what motivates me is the success. When I drive success in small businesses, and I hear people say, "Oh my God, Haas, my margins before you were like 12%." On the growth on like say service-based business, they're like, oh, I'm at 12% gross margin. Now I'm at 45, right? So, I don't like try to work on the 1, 2 basis points. If you're at 12, my goal is I'm going to take you from 12 to 25. And that's what I like work toward, and I work it daily. So I look at the situation, I look at the facts, and I say, what can we tweak and measure and analyze to tell us if we're going to get to our 25, you know? So that's what motivates me, the success that I can drive to people, and then I see them grow their wealth, spend more time with their kids, and really operationally improve a business to sell it. I mean, I have a success story. In 2018, I onboarded a client, an HVAC plumbing company, that was 1 million in top line revenue. In 2022, I didn't take the company. They did the work using my playbook. They took the company from $1 million in annual recurring revenue to $26 million in annual recurring revenue. $3 million EBITDA business, sold it to a private equity roll up for 4.5 times EBITDA. And that was life-changing money for that customer's family. So that was something that really brought me a lot of joy because, when they came to me, they was like, "Oh, I'm tiny, Haz. I don't think you can help me." And I said, "Try me." So, and that's the kind of success I like to drive towards people and their businesses.
Haas, how do people contact you? How do they start a conversation so you can help them achieve those success stories for you and bring that life changing experience? You never know when that's going to happen, but how do people connect with you?
I'm very active on social, so you can find me on LinkedIn. My Springhouse CPA is on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. You can of course come to Delco Meets for Business. I'm there every Tuesday at Panera when there is, except for the fifth Tuesday of the month. So, Delco Meets for Business is a great place to find me. You can email me at haas@chinwalla.com. That's my first name at lastname.com. Come to Delco Meets. Yeah, and I'm pretty active on social, so you can find me on LinkedIn. So yeah, LinkedIn, Facebook, and email is the best way to reach me.
Haas, you're out and about in Delco and you have a pizza craving. Where are you stopping for your pizza?
Pizza. I'm gonna say my favorite pizza shop more recently has been Snap. They make these really delicious like vegan pizzas. And over the last year, I've gotten to trying to eat a little bit more healthy when it comes to pizzas. So I like to eat the vegan pizzas and Snap. Again, like it's mainline business, right? I'm on the main line, so I tend to support a lot of businesses on the main line. I support some businesses in media too, but I definitely think Snap when it comes to pizza because particularly if you're into vegan pizzas like me, I've gotten into vegan pizzas particularly because my spouse, she enjoys vegan pizzas, and to support her, sometimes I have to eat vegan pizzas, and Snap's the place to go.
Taff, taff. Taff, taff. Taff, taff. Taff treats. Get some.
This portion of the What's Happening Delco podcast is brought to us by Taft Treats. That's TAFF treats.com. They make the most delectable freeze-dried delicacies you're going to ever try. You can go to their website, buy directly, or find out where they're selling out and about in Delco. And what they want to know, Haas, is what do you like on that vegan pizza?
On my vegan pizza, I would say I like tomatoes and pineapple.
Another pineapple loving pizza guy. So the camp's getting bigger. Appreciate that. Haas, you're out and about and you have a convenience store need and you can choose one of them to go to. Wawa, Sheetz, or Royal Farms. Where are you stopping?
I would say Royal Farms. I mean, those guys at Royal Farms have really stepped up the game over the last 3 years, I would say. And I think I love. I mean, one of my passions is real estate, like similar to you, right? Like you come from the world of real estate. I dabble a little bit on the advisory side in the world of real estate, and I really like the way Royal Farms operates their businesses, but the real estate and the community giving component that they have to their mission is what I really like. So Royal Farms, I would say hands down, has some of the best stuff when it comes to everyday items.
Haas, how do you describe Delco to someone who's never been here before or has not heard of Delco before?
How would I describe Delco to somebody? I would say Delco has it's a community, right? It's a community. And it takes special like level of confidence to be a part of the Delco community because I think people in Delco are really hardworking people, and people in Delco really strive to add value. So I think people who, if you have not heard about Delco, I mean, I guess you must be people probably should catch some shows. There's a lot of shows in Delaware County, so people should definitely try and look at get education on Delco from the various TV shows that the people have made about Delaware County. But I think to survive in Delaware County, I think you have to be authentic. So you really have to be a part of the community, add value, and help people. And I think if you do that with enough number of people, you can be very successful in Delaware County. Or if you're fake and not authentic, I think you'll very quickly realize that Delaware County is not your cup of tea.
You have friends or family coming in from out of town and you want to take them or give them that Delco experience. Where are you sending them or where are you taking them?
Oh, where am I taking them? I think for Delaware County, I would say mm, Rose Park. That's my favorite place to take people. Like I was there. I think it's getting like the tree's gonna be in full bloom in like a week. So that's one spot that I really love taking people. Um, and the Grange. I think the Grange is one of the spot that I really like to take people, particularly because I enjoy the trains. So that those are two big spots that if I have family visiting, I mean, I have family who comes to visit me from London, and Rose Tree Park is where is a stop I make for everybody, particularly because I use that road so much to go see clients and go to Delaware County businesses. So I definitely make a stop there. So I would say two of those locations is where I would tell people to go.
Haas, is there anything we haven't spoken about today on the podcast? Anything you want listeners to know more about you or more about Springhouse Advisors CPA?
The only thing I would say that people maybe don't know about me is that I'm a very big horology enthusiast. So I like to when I like meet with people, I like to see if I can make a connection with people on the horology side, which is the art of watchmaking. It's something that I like to see in people. So I think if most people don't know about, people think I'm a spreadsheets guy who sits behind a computer and just punches number into a calculator. But I think I have some very varied interests when it comes to, from all the way from real estate to horology. So that's something that most people don't know about me. But I'm kind of a geek when it comes to not just tax code and tax laws, but also some other things such as horology and the art of watchmaking.
Well, you taught me something today. I didn't know watchmaking was called horology, so I appreciate that. You're always bringing value, Haas. You never cease to bring that part of you to the forefront. And I think that's really what people connect with. They can always learn something from you, but you're always watching and listening to see how you can give all that value back and give them that 100%, 150% of what you do and how you can help them. Thank you so much for being a guest and a friend of what's happening, Delco. We appreciate your time today and look forward to seeing you at Delco Meets for Business. So thanks for being with us today, Haas.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate you having me on, and look forward to doing more Delco Meets for Business because it's a really great community for to meet like-minded people doing interesting things.
Thanks, Haas. The Taft Treats jingle was written, directed, and recorded by Vincent James of Keep Music Alive. Visit keepmusicalive.org to check out their mission, their events, and how you can get involved. Hey, it's Rich. Thank you so much for being a listener to the What's Happening Delco podcast. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to learn more about the people and businesses in our community. I have been a real estate agent for over 25 years, working with first-time home buyers to last-time home sellers. As a listener of the podcast, my gift to you is a complimentary 1-year American Home Shield home warranty. This is for buyers and sellers that I help. If you're looking to move anywhere in the United States, I have you covered with an amazing network of real estate agents. I look forward to hearing from you. My direct line is 215-313-3777, or you can email me at rshaneremax@comcast.net. Oh, by the way, I am never too busy for any of your referrals.